Okay, so yeah, that didn't age well, did it? Yesterday we got the Fabled fresh season trailer. We also got some sideorder stuff. I didn't get to record my live reaction because I did not think they were gonna do it this early. But I've watched these a few times. I watched it yesterday with Amber and Icy and Clove, but she showed up later, and Geo, he showed up later. A lot of people showed up later. But basically, I might do something on fresh season. I don't know. I mean, everyone's talking about both of these, but yeah, this trailer's great. Got a lot of stuff in it. But what I want to talk about is specifically right here. I thought it would be in good faith to talk about the side order section of this, and then talk about the separate side order trailer that they also posted yesterday. I've already seen both of these segments a few times, but I'm gonna go through, talk about what I'm excited for in side order and what I want to be in side order, and also if there's stuff I missed, I'll talk about it as well. This is what even was that? Yeah, I mean, I think it was just a cool edit. It's dead fish on like the turntable because they're a DJ. I mean, this is more of a general thing, but I'm very excited to see you because in Octo expansion, dead fish and sanitization as a whole really didn't get explained. It was like, oh, they're zombies, but that was kind of just it. So I can't wait to see you. I hope we get more on like how you actually work as a functioning character. And then there was like this weird cage thing as well. Presumably just a way of transporting, because there are some like isolated areas like this. This is just like a random area. This might just be a way to get across gaps or something, or it might just be a different way to enter a level or something. I'm not really sure on what that's supposed to be. I don't know if it's that significant. Also, I'm gonna go through this one pretty quick because there's not a lot, and I want to get to the bigger one, so... Virtual sound... Wait, hold on. Never mind, I might have just lied to you. Let me see that. Sound wave damage. Increases damage dealt by sound waves from the Killer Whale 5.1 Wavebreaker or Pearl Drone. So yeah. Sound waves. So that applies specifically to those, but also... I'm gonna talk about it later, but the Pearl Drone... sound damage. I'm not really sure what it is, but I think they show it at the end of like the big trailer, so I'll save this for then. But that's cool that we see that. And then yeah, there you get the dodge roll attack, which is Grisco dualies, basically. You can see for a little bit of time. Yeah, there. It shows up again earlier with a squid roll, but you get like a radius around you, and you do Grisco like roll damage. That's cool. Agent stuff. Yeah, this as well also. Hold on. Bring it back. This is... I've seen some tweets. Also, yeah, I'm gonna disclose. I have not seen anyone talk about this. I've not wanted to watch anyone talk about it before I did because I didn't want to just regurgitate the same shit that other people are saying. But I have seen this on Twitter with like the Octarian book. You have like the stuff for like Over the Cradle, and you have like a child's piano. And again, I'll talk about this more later, but this could be insinuating something to do with Marina and her childhood and her past, because everything that's contained in these big blocks are like memories. We even saw it in the initial trailer. There was like a mem cake in one of them, and there's a few references to mem cakes in the trailer as well, which is why I'm trying to fucking blast through this. And this, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. There's like a fish and a screen. This is kind of given Bomber Cyberpunk like dream segments for whoever has played that part of the game. The animations again, yeah, animations are looking good. And also yeah, Drone Pearl is not all we see of her. This is her 3D model for this game. Has the Busy Vacation outfit. It does make me wonder what part of the game is this, because this could be like a huge spoiler if she doesn't show up until like near the end, because I mean, I feel like the game is building to reuniting Pearl and Marina, because Marina herself has been missing from being like physically present in these trailers, so I feel like we're trying to find her in the simulation. So this could be a really weird like end game spoiler, but I don't know. It's probably not that significant if they're showing it in the trailer. They don't really spoil a lot. They just talk about gameplay stuff, so it would be weird if they did just do this randomly. And boom. Cold. Stone Cold. Alright, yeah. Not a lot in that because it's kind of just quickly showing you what is actually in the other trailer. Okay, so this. They don't really talk about it in the trailer. But I do have this on Twitter. Taken from the website, which I will also link in the description for anyone who wants to see that. But as we can see, we have the whole UI and stuff. Oh, I also just realized there's a camera. Okay, I was gonna go on a whole other tangent, but photo mode appears to be in this plaza too, which is cool. Then you have other option stuff. This is like a weapon unlock system, I think, where you use these keys. Because yeah, you get -1 key and it opens the third one and you unlock Splatter Shot. And then it opens their inventory. So I assume... So how many did they have unlocked? That was the third one, right? So 3 weapons. So... And they have 5 here. I'm assuming you obviously start with Dueling. And you must get Brella. Those must be your 2 starting weapons. Because Fellow Marina. And as you get keys by progressing, you unlock different main weapons with different kits and stuff. But what's interesting is that it's not just Prella Marina. All of these are, like, attached to a character. Like we can see, Splattershot has the Squidbeak Splatoon thing, so potentially Cuttlefish or like an agent or something. And then the Stamper is Fry, because she plays swords, as she mentions in like the news dialogue. And then the Heavy Splatling with Wall Booyah is Cuttlefish. That's not Cuttlefish, that's a completely different game. Is Octavio, which is kind of cool, because we don't know a lot about Octavio from his past, because he just stays as an Octoling. But this could infer that he he fought with the Heavy Splatling, which is cool. I don't know if them being attached to characters has any lore significance. I feel like it's just a cute little thing, like a nod to the character. And it feels like you're fighting with their weapon. Because I don't think the story is going to include, like, Deep Cut or anything. I feel like that would be just throwing shits in for no reason. Anyways, I'm just talking shit. But I want to talk about the lockers. Oh, well, also, again, I'll say, the weapons look awesome. But again, I'll talk about that later. The lockers here, I mentioned it when we were watching it yesterday, me and Amber, before everyone else arrived. The lockers remind me of the ones from the Deep Sea Metro from Octo Expansion, which is where you would fight Inner Agent 3. And I think it might have something to do with why these are attributed to a character. Because in Octo Expansion, fighting Inner Agent 3 was all just like inside its head, like their perception of Agent 3 at that time. So potentially these weapons and the kits and the characters they have that theme as well, where they are from its memories, which would be interesting. Obviously these two make sense. This one's kind of a mystery. This would imply that it knows Fry, and obviously it knows Octavio to a degree. Anyway. Again, spitballing. None of this is confirmed. It might just be of no significance at all, but I feel like them being lockers has some sort of meaning, considering that that's been a thing in Octo Expansion before. Welcome to the square. And yeah, this made me sad. I was reading the art book before these trailers dropped, because I was like, oh, sideorder is coming soon. I was reading about Nicopolis Square, and it's the same with Nicopolis Plaza, but these two were like deities that watch over the square. You got like the turtle and then like the paper, the origami fella, and they're all covered in stuff. No, I mean everything is, but it feels kind of sad seeing these two completely devoid of their characters. And yeah, no more serial ad on this TV. No more Wahoo World ad playing on any of this. I also really enjoy. Obviously, we've seen this fire before, but how all of the boards on the Ankopolis on Deca Tower were all like angled and shaped differently. But as we can see here, it's all just flat. Like all of it's facing forward. As you can see, even this is supposed to be like the phone that like faces off to the left. is just flat with everything else. So everything is just facing straight forward. And we see that more down here as well. And then this was also, someone pointed out on Twitter, that this animation here was shown in the very first trailer in like concept art. So, hey, that kind of paid off, didn't it? And then this as well. Sorry, I'm gonna pause a lot during this. But I love this. It's small, but I like how animated it is here. Because talking with utmost bias, Agent 8 is the most protagonist we have ever had. And I think they're kind of the reason I don't like New Agent 3 all that much, because they feel like a downgrade to it in every way. I'm really glad that it is a returning protagonist. It's the first time it's ever happened. And with how they're animated and stuff here, I like how they're being portrayed. I don't really have a point here. I'm just kind of talking. But yes, I love this thing. Also, fuck, how did I forget? Because I know some people have not noticed. Because a lot of people probably didn't play Splatoon 2, or just didn't play on the Splatfest, but the song that plays here is very, very special. Actually, before it plays, the song is supposed to be like a mellowed version of Acid Hues, which was a Splatfest song in Splatoon 2 that Off the Hook made.
Now lies abandoned and has been drained of color. After awakening in this world of order, an Octoling,
And here we see the opening, and I'm gonna pull up the initial trailer real quick, because yeah, hold on, my YouTube is being a bit slow. But yeah, look at that. Look at how different all of this is from this. Isn't that crazy? Because like back then this looked pretty fucking cool too. I liked how the entrance looked, because it looked way more formal and different. But the dev team did not agree, because oh my god. Yeah, the entire square. God, that's I was going to make a point about the entrance, but the entire thing is so much different and so much better. This entire entrance is way more grandiose and stuff, and also you see up here like the theming, I guess, of it being like hardware. It's a lot more flat, because in Splatoon 2, Mecha Tower had like an outward like glass like encasing around it, and you had like a roof over you that you would walk into, and that's where all the people you play with would be standing and talking, which is gone because it's just completely flat. And it's really weird because it makes like Grisco looks way closer to the tower than it's supposed to, because there's supposed to be stairs that go up to it, and like it's supposed to go like around here, like this is supposed to stick out more, but it's a lot more imposing this way. And I also think it's cool that like you can see the Grisco logo there and the little salmon. And I've talked about this a little bit before, but whatever is this way, I don't know if we get a good shot of it in the trailer. I'll check. You can't really see, but the point I was gonna make is that obviously that is the direction that Octo Expansion was in. You would go over here and like listen. So I feel like, actually, again, I'm gonna grab something from the website before I keep talking. Yeah, okay, this did not work at all when I was using it on mobile, and it's like kind of chugging here as well. I will open this. There's a shop here, and we got 4 tabs. You buy shit with pearls. This is the character that was in the poster, and I mean the shop stuff's great. You get locker items. I think it was like gear. We were talking about it yesterday. I can't remember what the tabs meant. I see like translated them when we were talking about it, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. I'm thinking this shop can probably be found on floors and stuff. But also, if you see in the background, this looks like it's in the city. This looks like it's in Acropolis Square. And it looks like over here, it looks like where you turn to come through the alley. And I was thinking that over here is probably where that character is, because there's nowhere else for them to be, because they're not by Grisco. There's not enough space there. So potentially, Past these lockers, there could be more over there that we just don't see.
This single player.
And this is giving Ultra Kill like revolver gun room, first gun room, where it's just the two wells, the two flutter things, and like one guy spawns. There's probably stuff before this, because I think there's like an entrance, there's a way in, and these like red lights coming from here I think are supposed to signify that this is like a tutorial area, because it shows later when it's demonstrating some abilities.
Experience is designed to be replayed over and over.
And here, already, yeah. So already there's a lot of shit to talk about. What, Luna has curling wave, lol. But yeah, first thing I saw, when I was watching this live with Amber, there's a combo chain, and that's really funny. You got like a max combo. I don't know what that does. I assume, again, bringing Ultra Kill into this, it's like a style meter, where if you get like a chain going, you get more points. And like, that's the extent of it. Or there is also like a luck factor with your runs. I don't know how that works, but it might feed into it in some way. Then you have Pearl charging like a sprinkler because she paints. It shows it in some of the gameplay. And like a color thing. I think it was in like literally the last part, it was colored. I don't know what that means. I don't think they explain it. It's probably just like a thing we don't know about. I mean, I'm late to this, so this has already been discussed a little bit. But also, Agent 8 is not tied to the laws of returning characters of Splatoon. Basically, any Octoling eyebrow or hairstyle can be used. It's not like the Captain or Agent 3 in Octo Expansion where they would be locked to the Splatoon 1 customization options. You can just use anything, which is kind of a W. Because, I mean, I get it for the Captain because they're like Splatoon 1, iconic, but Agent 8 is a little bit more free, and also it's kind of silly to be like, yeah, here's a protagonist from Splatoon 2, you can use 4 hairstyles, and they're also gender locked again. Because, yeah, you can change up your Agent 8 a lot more now, and I like it, because in Splatoon 2, there were no fucking Octoling hairstyles at all, so it would be kind of ridiculous to restrict it, because I feel like in Splatoon 2 they wanted there to be more. I feel like they had those ideas. They just didn't put them in, so yeah, this makes sense. And then, yeah, Deadfish talks. Don't know how I feel about your voice, but it's hard to hear you. I imagine it would have been deeper, but I'm not gonna chat shit until I can actually hear you fully, so you're safe for now, Deadfish. And then, here we are. We have the dodge roll attack, which we saw main in coverage, max lucky chain. So again, yeah, I think it does have to do with luck. I think the chain has to do with that. In this description, it mentions a rush attack, increased by having the rush attack color chip. I don't know what that means. It might be later. I'm not sure what rush attack is supposed to mean. Because I thought it meant rush attack is in your main weapon's quicker, but that's a different ability entirely, I'm pretty sure. So, also, yeah, got the difficulties, and they changed the names to be like file names, so you have the dots and dashes rather than just spacing, which is W change in my opinion. It makes the levels feel a lot more weird. And then you have 8 ball, which has been inversed to look like a figure 8, like an infinite little loop there. You have the little rush guys, which I think is you have to kill a certain amount to progress, and then this is the portal, where you have to destroy the portals to progress.
Each floor, select one of
And then, like, yeah, look, these numbers are crazy.
3 different objectives.
The buffs are insane. That's 100 to 167. Allows you to turf warrior your main weapon shots, which is crazy depending on what your main weapon is. Obviously, if it's like a shooter or like dually, it doesn't matter. But imagine like blaster or like a roller panning way more for itself. That would be nuts. And then just for the portals, yeah. This is what I was talking about before when I was talking about the piano and stuff. All of these are like, there's like a clock here. I don't know what that is up there, but these are all like kids' toys. And there's this entire room is filled with like stone drawers. Kind of like a play area, but you have a bunch of toys in these. Because like you've got building blocks, you got fishies with the big eyes, you got like a small bowling set. So there's like containment of memories, and specifically childhood here. So I think potentially we could get kind of a deep dive, because I think it is implied that this is something made by Marino. Probably not out of malicious intent. I don't think Marina's the villain. I think that's a stupid idea. But something has kind of gone out of control. I feel like this area is supposed to represent her memories. And if not hers, someone else's. Maybe it's, I'm not sure. But there's a theme to keep in mind here of, with these objects and stuff. Oh, and, the little elevator, like, basket thing that was in the other trailer that I wasn't sure of is in front of them here. So yeah, I think I'm right about it just being a way to get across areas.
Destroy.
Yeah, the ink is cool. I assume the pattern is from the ground, but it's glittered too, which is a W. And we can see here, very cool. We got a Splat Zones mode. In Octo expansion, the levels were, I think it was only Tower Control and Rainmaker were like the mode levels. We got zones now. I don't know how Rainmaker would work. I don't think it'll be here. Clams is never gonna work either. But yeah, it looks like there might be 2 separate zones in the area, and you have to count them down. So this one's already been counted down, because this one's kind of grayed out. So I assume one area has a zone, you have to hold it, and then it ticks down, done. And then you have to move on to the next one, which is this one, because the bar is unfinished. And then it ticks down, and yeah, boom, floor is done. I said on Twitter, already, this song's gonna fuck really hard. This song's gonna fuck really bad. All of them are. But like that opening, it goes cold. It goes stone cold. I could inject that into my brain and survive. And then yeah, because this is what I meant. Main of firing speed. So the rush attack is not that. And again, huge buff, huge buff. Different objectives here. I wasn't sure what this was before, but we see later in the trailer that this is what the tower looks like with like the new tower control, where instead of riding the tower, you're next to it shooting it, which I think is a cooler way to do tower control. And these are both portal. Got the can special drop, which has the marina icon on it, which is a luck thing. So I assume it's like luck. I mean, it shows the chips later, but luck is the strangest one of all of them. I assume it means drop rates of items and how often stuff can drop, and like other things obviously that I don't know. Explosion knockback.
You've made your selection. You will receive.
I don't think
color
it's
chips.
showing it. Yeah, no, it's going to that one. Explosion knockback. What that does that apply to subs or like blasters and stuff? I'm not really sure. And yeah, this is crazy shit. Also, yeah, this is what I meant earlier with the tutorial area. You have like the red lighting. This is very much like a tutorial section, but they already have a charger, which is interesting. So maybe you start here all the time to test your weapons. Because you have like the ink rail to get up here, I assume. Or no, that just goes straight up. Where does that go? And then you have like the, I can't remember what they're called, but from story mode you shoot them and they expand.
Your damage output.
And then yeah, MPU back, lol. This roller confused me. Because I think it's obviously just V roller, but the way it looks like it paints like a big swig, and it moves faster than a normal roller. But I assume those are all just buffs. And that's what I was talking about before. The reason there's only one of each weapon, and there's weird picks in there like Stamper over Wiper and like Luna over V Blaster. It's probably because you can just change the attributes of a main weapon, so it doesn't actually matter. It's like you can make your Luna Blaster have the radius of normal blaster, have like the range of it too. You can probably make it have the range of a range blaster and stuff like that. Like Stamper, we see later swinging faster than a Wiper even could, so there's that. Also, another thing I noticed when I was watching this live, these guys make a cool noise. Like a bit crush fucking like scream. It's cool. All these enemies, all of them I think are kind of semi, like horde enemies. We can see that they also drop bombs sometimes, which is dangerous, but that's big that they throw subs at you. Which I think they kind of tested with the big man boss fight, where he would throw like torpedoes and bombs and stuff at you because he didn't really fight himself. Well, that's cool.
60 types of.
And then yeah, here we see all of them: the power, support, range, mobility, lucky, drone. and they're all split into like sections. Like you see, these all connect right here, and there's 3 different ones connecting. So there could be so much in this. Power, I assume, is like damage, fire rate. I don't even know what the other one would be. Maybe like shot accuracy or something, but I feel like that would fall into range. Range is probably like how far you can throw your sub, special, and how much your main weapon can go. Support is probably like bomb defense or sub defense in this game. Maybe like special charge, like ink recovery, ink resistance, stuff like that. Mobility, swim speed, run speed. I don't really know. Maybe like intensify action as well. So your rolls and your surges are better. Lucky, we saw that the special can drop fell into this, so I assume it is drop rate stuff because there's multiple things that are dropped during fights, and it also might improve like stat regen as well because like Pearl has like a cooldown. Maybe it makes her stuff cooldown faster. I'm not really sure. And then Pearl, I guess. She can use a bunch of sub-weapons, she can use special weapons too, making those more powerful. I think it's just upgrading her own base abilities and stuff. And then yeah, we can see in this page, they are spec'd into just like main fucking power. You can see all the upgrades here. We can see some support. And like, yeah, you got like common tones. I think these apply to the weapon, like best run. Best run applies to the weapon specifically, I think. So it's like, it's like floor 20. It would say that there. But if you switch to weapon, it's blank for that weapon. You got ink damage, splash damage, sound wave damage is interesting. That was the one before with like the Pearl Drone, wave breaker, killer whale. Horizontal slash speed. And close and distant. Yeah, because that's what I was talking about before with like the explosion thing that it showed in one of the trials. This seems to apply specifically to sword. So why would you want that? I'm not really sure. There might be main weapon specific ones, but they've upgraded this 3 times and they're using dualies. So unless you can change your main weapon through a run? But I don't know. Horizontal slash speed. It's strange. It's really strange. And then yeah, we see here we got more range stuff. So splash radius, ink attack size, main ink coverage, and rush ink coverage. Rush ink, I don't know what that means. Maybe it just means when you're moving. And then main ink, I assume that's just generally. Ink attack size might just make your radius bigger. So like with blaster, the blast might just be bigger and stuff like that. And then we got more power stuff. And this is all drone stuff. And we can see here, in this one, the drone has a way more. It has all the subs. It's got Splat, Burst, Mine, Sprinkler, I think that is, and then 1 killer whale. And we see also has Ink Strike too. It doesn't really show it there. Then drone gauge charge, drone items. Because yeah, Pearl talks about dropping stuff earlier, or not earlier, later.
You can adjust the features of
And then there we go.
weapon.
Slightly less analytical. I need that really bad. I don't know how fast you unlock Stamper. But as soon as I get in the game, I'm gunning for this, and I'm playing the fuck out of Stamper because I want to change the stats of this weapon. Because this is kind of like you see like a modders and stuff changing like the base values of weapons and stuff. This is literally that, but if like a normal person could do it. So you're basically just modding weapons and changing it to make them busted, and that's the entire game. Also, I would like to talk again about the kit being Fizzy Crab instead of Mess Crab. That's really funny.
Activate your special weapon.
And then we can see, yeah, because there's a drop there, and then there's the special can, which they grab and insta refills. There's different enemy types there as well. And then yeah, Junior Hell, and then this. The tower control. They're shooting the thing to move it. Also, notice the right side of the screen. The stats are fucking crazy. Look at that. Look at that. And yeah, you can see her say there. I don't know if I can stop it on it. But yeah, she says item. Hot off the press, I assume is what she says. which I think is what this meter is supposed to indicate, the one at the bottom on the right. Is that randomly she will just drop an item for you. Which could be many things. It could be like armor, special stuff, I'm not sure. Also, this room looks crazy too, by the way. Because initially, I was really scared with how this looked aesthetically, that every room was gonna look like the same. But we can see here, along with the ink color, it's like a mint color. Like the light outside is mint, and so is the ink. Because Octo Expansion had some really varied environments, and I was kind of scared that these were all gonna look the same. I'm not really sure. This is a lot of the rooms do look samey, but it's not something I focused on when I was watching this. So I'm not really sure. It's gonna be something I'm gonna notice when I'm playing though. And then this screen is interesting. You can see it gets purple up here the farther you go. Which makes me think of like the Smash Bros. Classic mode, where you had like the mural, and the further you went, the darker it got, because it was supposed to represent difficulty. But again here, these are the different floors, but we can see attached to some of these, there's pearls in this one, so I assume in certain floors there might be events or something, because I know like, say in like Hades, there would be like chances to like score a certain amount of like a certain currency if you did an extra challenge. I assume it's like that, where randomly rooms will be like, oh, this is like a little bit harder, but you get rewards for it, and this one is pearls. And then up here, I assume these are like bosses or mini bosses. And attached to it's a key. I assume there's a key attached to every boss every time. So if you beat a boss, you get a weapon. And then there's a vending machine in this one. I could not tell you what that means. It could be like health or life restoration, or potentially you spend pearls on a chance to get like a chip. I feel like it's probably like a gacha thing. Or maybe it's like a shop where you get like a small selection of stuff that you can buy.
Aspire more difficult objectives and
And then yeah, that opening. I love that every
enemies will
floor
attempt.
opens like that, and the sword hold animation is really cool. And then I've kind of cut into this, but you can see in the very shitty quality, but the surrounding radius here for the squid roll kind of emulates the Kraken, but we can see using crab, so that's an upgrade you can get. Similar to the dodge roll one where you do damage, I assume you can squid roll and do damage to stuff too.
To reach the
And then
top
yeah,
of the
here we have Octo World 2.0. Got the funny face. Kind of weird. This appears to be like a mini boss, but they made like the poster, so I don't know how important this thing is.
to start over from the very beginning, regardless of your current floor.
And then yeah, that's the part everyone's screaming about. Also yeah, name. This thing has a name, and it also I enjoy this part of roguelikes or roguelites, where they tell you how you died, and then you have all your stats and your little render at the end. I want to stop here. I mentioned before that there was like memcake references. They're called mem books. That's kind of on the nose, right? I don't know what mem books are. They're a different currency, I guess. They're just points. So maybe the vending machine thing from earlier uses mem books and not pearls. But yeah, each one of these counts to an amount of mem bucks, and then that gets converted into pearls. But yeah, mem mention. So.
Fit all color chips obtained.
And then you get like a tone chain bonus. So I think it's, if you have multiple of one, you get rewarded an extra 100, because you can see it counts one purple and then the next purple, and then you get the chain bonus, next purple, chain bonus. So it rewards you for speccing into like one area in specific instead of going general, which I like. Because I know in Hades, I don't know if it's like the meta, but you have a bunch of different kinds of attacks, but if you make one of those attacks really strong and you use that for the whole run, you could get some good runs. So I'm assuming it will be like also, go back 1 second. I just noticed poison ink. That's kind of crazy. So poison status effect potentially. If something like walks into your ink, I assume it works like how walking into enemy ink is, where it damages you a tiny bit, but I assume it just keeps going until the person dies. Or potentially if you just like shoot an enemy at all, it might just take poison damage. And I don't think extra dodge roll we see in gameplay. And then rush attack, yeah, we see there as something completely different. I'm not sure what that is. Potentially, like Splatoon dash attack for other weapons? I don't really know.
However, they will be converted into a currency known as pearls.
And then yeah, we see
Use pearls
crazy fucking
for
conversion rate.
upgrades before your next run, such as
And this interface, Marina logo, which further implies that Marina is the one that has made this. I mean, it's not really hidden, but I think what side order actually is some sort of simulation made by Marina. Obviously not intending on it being fucked up and evil and a peek into her dark mind, but something has gone wrong to make it bad. And we see the permanent upgrades. They cost a lot, because that person got what, 156? And like the upgrade costs 90. And these are like your permanent upgrades. Max lives, damage reduction, max armor, broken armor jump, drone action slots. So this is what we saw earlier. Some of the slots only had like 2, and then one of them had 5. So I don't know how, maybe 5 is the max? I'm not sure. And then drone gauge, turf charge, whatever the fuck. That one has a lot, that one has a big upgrade. And then broken armor jump, I was talking to the server about this, we think is when your armor breaks, you jump. Like as if you were jumping to a beacon to get out of a situation so you don't just die instantly. I don't know if Marina is physically present for that, or if someone else like Deadfish is doing it. That could imply that Marina is like stuck in the system and not in the spire, like physically. Which could be cool. And she could be like helping you out. But we'll have to see. I'm not really sure.
chance in completing a
I feel like I'm saying that a lot. I really don't know anything. Yeah, like this guy jumps at you. But this looks like a normal guy. And then I noticed there's a guy attached to this dude. Because I think these are just the normal big fish, but they don't normally jump, I don't think. So I think if this attaches itself to something, it'll like jump at you, potentially. Because these guys are like just riding these backs. 'Cause those were, yeah, those are just these guys. And they have stuff in their back. Then you have like this long dude, no idea. I'm pausing on really bad frames. But they're like attaching themselves to each other to make themselves stronger. Which could be really fucking scary. I also wonder, we hear some of the music in this. Are these made by Deadfish? I feel like thematically it makes sense, but I don't think they fully sound like Deadfish music. There was that song I was talking about earlier that like spliced like the really weird like big crush deep noise with like the piano and splice those together. That kind of sound like Deadfish. But besides that, I'm not really sure. Also, discussing the frame that we are actually on, they get blocked by these walls, but these like tree looking things, I wasn't sure what they did before, but from these little red dots, it spawns shit. You can see on the left side here where my mouse is.
spire.
That stuff pops out of it, right there. Those two. So those are going to be big things to focus because infinite spawners, and then we get into like cutscene, end of trailer stuff. Again, because of the sky and the buildings, this is not inside the spire. This is outside of it. So something crashes out of it. Something gets thrown out potentially. Maybe it's like an encounter, or if you get high enough, it throws you out of the tower, whatever the boss might be. Or it could be like a character, a rival or something. Agent 4 Cope. They were just in the walls the whole time, like Mario 64. And then this area is cool. You got like the bridges going across.
In this colorless world, and
And then yeah, we see there whatever the evil force is,
world,
takes the form of a glitch, and it's like glitching out a building. So potentially, as you progress, the world might get more and more fucked up because whatever this is, it does not want you to be here, and that's cool. And then yeah, this. I feel like everyone had a reaction to this when they saw it. I know whenever we were watching it in call, everyone had to say something about this. This is the Virgin Mist versus the Chad Darkness. This is thematically, it's just cool because you can see these glowing, and then the red eyes you can see in the dark as well, I assume, because they kind of stand out here. I'm excited for these levels because like side order feels kind of scarier as it is, and this dark. I feel like you could have some really funny moments playing in these floors.
You must contend with many trials and terrors.
And then yeah, they say terror is low. And then yeah, I assume this is the villain. Obviously not the villain. It's just how they're appearing here. Because I assume obviously there was the whole implication with Marigold being cloned and how there's like the copybot AI. I assume the narrative will have something to do with oh AI bad naturally because it's Splatoon. And I feel like this could potentially be a representation of that, like a rogue artificial intelligence going crazy and fucking shit up. We don't know anything about the villain, obviously, because it has not been spoiled, and it will hopefully remain that way. And then yeah, this big thing from the end of the gameplay trailer. It I feel like it looked a lot bigger than it was in that. I thought it was like the main huge thing. But here it just appears to be a boss. It's attacking multiple things. It reminds me of the Octo Oven from Splatoon 2, where there's multiple segments that you have to attack, but obviously it's a lot more sinister in appearance.
Side order. Wave 2 of the Splatoon 3 expansion pass paid DLC for the Splatoon 3 game.
Okay, sorry, I had to just let her say that. We see at the end,
3 expansion pass.
Pearl does some sort of big attack. I don't know if that's on cooldown or if you control that, because this is like the sound damage it was referring to earlier. I assume it's like a big wave. It's like a booyah bomb. That both you at its center. So it's probably to just get a bunch of shit away from you if you're being surrounded.
For the Splatoon.
But yeah, that's the end of the trailer. I mean, we get here confirmation on replica gear. And we get a cute little hat, and we get like the replica gear from Agent 8's gear, whatever it's called. And then we get a replica of like the 3D printed weapons, which I'm very excited for. Especially you. They all look really fucking cool too. So I assume these will be like the hero weapons for Splatoon 2, where it's like, this will have Curling Big Bubbler, this will have Splat Bombing Strike, this will have Burst Bomb, Zipcaster. They will all just be replicas of the main gear. And I also, again, I will reiterate, I have not looked at any of the leaks. There have been very few leaks, but there have been some leaks. I assume Inkopolis Square will come with this too. But we'll see. Well, yeah, that was my quick fire analysis watching this through again. If there's anything I missed, do tell me. I know there's been a lot of conversation in the server about all of this, which, I mean, as the person that made the video saying why that was good, I think that is good. I'll probably stop. This will probably be my last video on side order. I might, again, as I mentioned at the start, might talk about the fresh season stuff, but I'm gonna wait for more of that to be revealed because I want to make a video talking about like the update cycle generally. But yeah, side order stuff done. I'm gonna be playing it when it comes out, and I'll be uploading all of that shit. It'll be very hard to get myself to like edit those and upload those because I will not want to stop playing the game. But yeah, for now, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want to see me play the video game. I do that a little bit around here. And like buy or something.